You're listening to the Gettin' Salty Experience podcast.
Hello! Hello! Bill Belinsky in the chat tonight, baby. That's what we're going to do. We're going to pick somebody out.
You're going to pick somebody out? That's not bad.
Yeah. Tonight it's Bill Belinsky because he fed me that thing that we had loaded up. Bill Belinsky.
I was hard at work today.
I was. But anyway, welcome back. Yeah, you gonna play it? Play it?
No, I'm not going to play it. No, go ahead. You can do your thing. I don't want to.
Welcome back to the Gettin' Salty Experience podcast. It's the one that truly crossed my heart, hope to die, stick a pinky in my eye, brings the firehouse kitchen table to you. There might be other guys that say it. I'm just saying it might be, there might not be. I don't know, but there really is only one. You know it.
Did you ever get a call back from that?
I did. We're friends now.
All right.
I told the guy I loved him. Don't take it personal. You know, I'm a dick. I'm going to say whatever I'm going to say. So we made up. That's how I roll. We do really like him. I do like the guy a lot.
Yeah.
But anyway, there is only one. Like, there's only one Elvis Presley, right? I mean, there's only one Beatles.
You got to be the king. If you're the king, you're the king.
Right. And there's only one podcast that brings the firehouse kitchen table to you. That's all I'm going to say.
You.
About that. That's all you got. Welcome back, Ruff.
Thank you, buddy.
You didn't kill anything, but your friend did.
My friend got a nice one.
Yeah, you got a 6-pointer. You passed on a six-pointer. What are you going to do with that, bro?
Wasn't
6-pointer.
Six. I was waiting for them to bring him on the show.
I counted points. There was 6 points on it. What do you get?
I sent you the picture. All right. I don't know.
There was 6 points.
7 points. I don't know.
I don't know.
Like Roof at this point in his career, bro. He's like 6-pointer. Send your father back out, bro. Go get your grandpa. Send him out.
I was hurt at work today.
Yes, you were.
See, there you go. Now he's back on his game. Last week he was totally lost.
Last week.
That's what he was, bro.
Take it easy. Take it easy. What is he? A couple of jubblies and that was it? I couldn't concentrate.
Dude, I don't know what the fuck was going on. He wasn't concentrating. I had to ask for the sound effects, and then when I asked, he still wasn't doing it. I'm like,
well, he was a couple of them, and I couldn't get to him quick enough. You got to remember when you called him, I want to have him right there.
We were beyond the next topic. He pressed
the
button.
Exactly. That's why I couldn't play him because you moved along too quick, so I can't.
Yeah,
the wall just got 10 feet taller.
I think that he's not afraid because Lou wasn't there. He knows Lou give him one of those, bro.
He got the slap.
Stop making me laugh.
Yeah,
slap it
one
again.
Of those.
Let me see.
Oh, you want
do it one more time.
Here we go.
That's why he's on his game tonight, bro.
I can't get it again. It won't be played that quick.
I was hurt at work today.
I don't know.
Well, definitely.
All right, so we got our man finally. Stand the man.
Levitan.
Let me just say this. Me and Louis have said this in the past, so I'm going to say it again. When we were in the squad working with the Haz-Mat, we thought we were the fucking cat's pajamas, bro. Like, right? So we would look at guys.
Cat's pajamas?
We're 5 years on the job.
Yeah, we had 5 years that we look at guys like fucking Haz-Mat. What a fucking loser,
Chief
bro.
Fanning,
meanwhile,
right?
guys like Chief Fanning, who were in 26 truck,
Rybak,
who was in 217 engine, 332 engine, made a grab and rescue too. Yeah, we thought we were it. But meanwhile, you have no idea what you're staring across, at when you walk into a place. So it's best to keep your stupid thoughts to yourself, bro, until you know what's going on. I swear to God.
Yeah. Was it?
Hey, you're talking to my guy all wrong. It's wrong tone.
Kind of something like that.
Do it again.
Yeah.
Stabbing him in the face with a soldering iron.
Could you imagine this guy, bro? Like, he's been to places. We come in, we think, who the fuck we are. Look at these little snot-nosed, green.
There's no doubt. We have to ask him. No doubt
Yeah.
he was thinking like you little whining bitches.
There was no doubt that he had the word douchebag like right here. Like,
the guy's a douche.
Douche. Guy's a fucking douche.
Karen.
Yeah. What's the anyway? What's really quick? What's the male equivalent to when you call a Karen? What's a guy? What do they call a guy?
Oh, I don't know.
Does anybody know?
Somebody in the chat probably going to know, I'm sure. Because
I'll give you a quick story. So I'm pulling out a fucking Stop and Shop the other day, and some old lady, she's got to be my mother's age, 85. She comes out, but there's a guy coming, and he's probably our age, maybe a little older. Now this motherfucker pulls right up to her bumper, and instead of there was plenty of room to go around.
Of course.
Back up! He gets out screaming at the old lady. Back up! She's like, why can't you go around? Back up! He looks at me like Like, I'm going to agree with him, right? After he's berating some old broad. So she finally backs up. I thought she was going to kill somebody backing up in the middle of a parking lot. He pulls out. I pull out. And, like, the next 4 lights, I'm like, should I fucking say something to this guy? Should I just mind my own fucking business? Bro?
You can't.
I really can't. I get to the 4th light. Now, not only that, I maneuver, so I'm with him, bro. Right? They call him Kevin. Nice, Patty. Nice.
Tilly said dick.
Yeah. Well, that's what I call the guy. So I pull up to him and I go to him, are you happy with yourself now? Do you feel like a fucking man now? You feel better about yourself?
That's my favorite line.
He's like, well, yeah, I told her to back up. I'm like, you have plenty of room to go around her. And he called me something. I didn't know what it had to be the equivalent
to Kevin.
Maybe he said Kevin. Right. And I said, well, you're a fucking dick, man. If that's
what are you cursing so much? We're on a family show here.
By berating some old broad, if you feel good about yourself, go ahead.
He was definitely Italian. Was he Italian?
I couldn't tell what he was. He was mad. I can tell you that. So he must have been Italian. He must have been like Lou. The light switch flew, and that was it. He was
come on. Stop.
Yeah. All right. So go ahead, guys. Let's get done with the commercial so I'm done talking about myself.
All right. Let's hear from New Jersey Fire.
Established in 1930 and under the current ownership since 1987, the New Jersey Fire Equipment Company handles a complete line of fire department equipment and supplies. Headquartered in Greenbrook, the company operates full 3M Scott service facilities in Ridgefield Park and Toms River, staffed by 10 fully authorized Scott certified technicians with a fleet of 6 fully equipped service vans. All New Jersey Fire technicians and sales representatives are active or retired firefighters, officers or chief officers, career and volunteer. They understand the business and the importance of their work. New Jersey Fire has represented Scott since Earl Scott entered the SCBA business at the end of World War II. Among other leading manufacturers represented by New Jersey Fire are Globe and Firedex Turnout Gear, Mercedes Hose, Task Force Tips and Akron Brass, Hygenol, Firehooks, Arctic Compressors, MSA Carnes Helmets, ChemGuard Foam, Alkalite and Duo Safety Ladders, BA Face Shield Protectors, Truckman's Choice Saws, Grove's Gear Racks and Washer Dryers, Supervac Fans, RPI, Streamlight, and many others. A New Jersey incorporated and based company, sales and service are limited to the state of New Jersey. Find us now at www.njfe.com. That's www.njfe.com.
Yeah.
That Jimmy the Guinea, he's a good guy, right, Ruff? Jimmy Giacchini, whatever, Jimmy the Guinea.
He hooks me up all the time.
Dude, they talk about a guy who doesn't have a temper in his body, right? For an Italian guy, no, it's cool, easy.
Cool as a cucumber.
Brandon is the one. Brandon.
Right. Maybe he called me that. Maybe. And he never hesitates to go in his pocket. That guy, Jimmy, great guy, love him. Some good stuff. Got good guys working for him too.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, get right into the next one, John, so we can get our guest in here, please.
All right, here we go.
It is a book that will perhaps go down as the Report from Engine Company 82 of our generation. They Saved New York, written by Glenn Uston and Dan Potter, a retired New York City firefighter, explores the men and women of the FDNY and their respective journeys into the department. From everyone, from firefighters on the fire floor to those who were in positions of command, such as lieutenant, captain, and chief, and so on and so forth, this book explores their stories, told through their perspectives. Each story differs, but the mission is the same, and the common theme is this: those that put their lives on the line to save their fellow New Yorker, no matter the cost, no matter the situation, whenever they were in need. Get your hands on this book today. You will not regret it. Written by, once again, retired New York City firefighter Dan Potter, and the concept and photography provided by the one and only Glenn Uston, a member of the Fire Bell Club in New York City. They Saved New York, the men and women of the FDNY. If you'd like to purchase the book, you can do so at theysavedny.com. That is, again, www.theysavedny.com.
Excellent. If you want to see two nitwits who actually made it into the book that really have no business being in the book, come see me and Louie. I don't know if Louie's going. I'm going. Pull that up, Gons. We'll be signing the books along with everybody else. I don't know everybody, but most of the guys in the book. We're all going out to the Joey D. They Saved New York book signing. We greet some of the firefighters featured in Dan Potter and Uston's newly released highlighting the
Quorum Fire Department.
Coral Fire Department, November 4th, 2/23 at 7 p.m. Come out and see us. Tickets are $20. It's food and drinks and raffles. Can't go wrong.
Coobs will not be drinking.
I will not. I'll be with my wife, actually. My wife is coming. I think my little guys are coming too. I don't know. So that's it. Let's get them in here.
All right.
Roof, do your thing.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. You ready, guys?
I'm ready.
Coming to the stage, Lieutenant Standing Man Rybak.
Woo!
Welcome.
What's up, Lou?
What's up,
How you
Lou?
doing, boys?
Lou, you know us way back. We were that, you could say it, douchebags, right? When we came in the firehouse.
I wouldn't call you that. You were like our little brothers,
Yeah.
running
would call
around
you that to
annoying
your face.
everybody in the hazmat.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll talk about what that whole dynamic was like when we came in later on. But before we do, let's get patriotic. Before I forget it, we rush on.
Okay, here we go.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
One more quick thing, guys. Pull up that thing, what it's like at Louis' house in Halloween. I knew it. I knew it.
It's coming.
This came from my boy Bill. Only one gabagool per child.
Gabagool.
Yeah.
Over here.
Oh man, that's not bad. That's
Yeah.
not bad.
I can't take credit for that. My man Bill Belinsky sent me that.
Nice. Gabagool child.
Gabagool.
Gabagool.
Over here.
Oh man.
All right,
All right,
let's
hold on that. Oh, okay.
All right, let's get into Lieutenant's career. Lou, take us back, way back. Tell us where you grew up, what got you into the fire service, a little about the early life of Lieutenant Stan Rybak.
Let's see. Grew up in East Meadow, Long Island. Two brothers, two sisters. My father
Where are
was
you?
What's that?
Where are you?
Well, I'm a twin, actually.
Oh,
So,
me too.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Twins,
Old-
Basil.
Things you find out on this show.
Older
Unbelievable.
sister, and myself and Michael, my brother Michael, were born. My brother Stephen, who was a Broward County fireman, and my sister. Oh, forgot my sister Carol. I said that right.
Yeah.
And Anne Marie. So 5 of us.
Phew.
You know? Yeah, not bad. East Meadow. I don't
What'd
know.
your father do?
My father was a bricklayer. My whole family were bricklayers or probably carpenters, you know.
It's hard work, man. Hard work.
That's what I did every day I was off of work, bricklaying with my uncle.
Is that right?
And well, even we grew up, we would go make the cement, get the bricks, you know. Hey,
Mortar.
that's what you had to do.
That's hard work, man. That's a good, honest day's work, bricklaying,
Yeah,
right?
no, we learned a lot. Hey, I was able to build, help build my house here in
Yeah, of
Levittown,
course.
you know.
Yeah.
Really?
So,
Wow.
yeah, well, I did all the footings. We did a bunch of extensions, some footings.
So
Hey,
after you did
concrete work.
bricklaying, you were like, what else can I do? Because this ain't working for me for the next 20 years.
I figured, hey, let me be a fireman, you know.
What made you want to be a fireman? You have any friends or?
You know what? My father was a volunteer fireman, along with my uncle, probably 3 uncles in North Belmore. One was East Meadow, but close by North Belmore. And but I never joined the volleys because by time college came around, we moved to Florida, Pompano Beach, Florida.
Hey,
What, the whole family?
Yeah, the whole family moved.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, but we had a nice big house in East Meadow, and that my father had built.
this
That's
is him laying brick back in the day.
Look at the smile, bro. Look at the smile.
Sorry,
it was
I
that
just,
easy.
yeah, you sent me that one, right? No, you didn't. I'm just
No.
kidding.
Now you're on the game. Thank you.
And so I took tests, went to college for criminal justice, and didn't even think about being a fireman, and did well on a couple of tests, court officers. Didn't make it with the state troopers. My good friend made it with the state troopers, so he did well. But court officers came up. I didn't take it because I just took the physical for the fire department because my uncle my uncle Angelo from 124 said, "You got to just take the test." You know.
We got a picture of him, don't we?
Yeah,
Somewhere, Uncle Angelo.
it's
Uncle
coming.
Angelo.
Yeah.
Here he
We'll
is.
shoot it up. There it is.
No
He's
way.
also a volunteer fireman, North Belmore.
Oh, so he knows Heavy D and those guys?
Who's that?
Captain Murphy?
Yeah, sure. Good friends with Dennis. Yeah.
So was he there with Patty Lee?
Yes.
No shit.
Oh,
I said
yeah.
we got to get him on the show, bro.
Oh, that
Give me his number.
124 group was great. Great firehouse.
He looks like what's his name, bro? From
Well, that's another
Godfather.
Gonzo.
Not
They used to call him
Tessio.
Gonzo.
He looks like Tessio. He does look like
Tessio. Tessio.
Yeah.
Yeah. He runs
Mike,
the
maybe you can help
the
me out
Nassau
just
County
one last
Fire
time,
Museum.
Mike. For old time's sake.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. So I went down to Florida, figured I'd become a cop or something, but came back up and did well on the physical.
That was a hard test. I say that all the time. That was a real hard test.
That was lucky I was still young, working out, running all the time. Just got done playing some lacrosse down in Florida a little bit, They didn't really have big leagues down there, but we had club sports down there, then.
Right.
And so we're still in shape, did some running. But
now, were you still in school when you moved to Florida? Were you in high school?
Yeah, I started college in '73
college.
in Florida. I tried Miami-Dade. I didn't really like it, so I moved back up to Pompano Beach and went to Broward Community College.
All right.
Yeah. So then I just came back up, moved in with my grandparents in East Meadow. Italian grandparents. How good was that, right?
Oh,
She did my laundry. She cooked for me. Grandma, come
on.
Loved
it. And loved
it was great.
And loved it.
The meatballs and the pasta on Sundays.
Love them.
For sure.
That was good times. So
now, who was that? Your mother's?
That was my mother's side. Yeah.
What
Uncle Angelo's mother and father.
What was the last name?
Catalano.
Oh, me, Catalano, Ruffy.
What are you kidding?
The meatloaf.
Yeah.
So you come up and stay with them. You take the FD test because Uncle Angelo.
I did well. I would have done better, except I missed the last page on the test. I missed like 3 questions.
No.
As in missed them all together, or you just didn't?
Yes. Missed them all together. I didn't turn over the page.
You didn't turn the last page.
So, but my list number was pretty good. I think I got hard, what was it, like 1824? So I did pretty well. Imagine if I got the 3 questions right. Would have been up there. But I was always like a 70s type of guy, As long as I passed, that's all I cared about.
Yeah.
Same certificate.
You still get on there, right? Exactly.
Yeah,
in this case, yeah.
My son tried that on me when he was going to St. John's. He goes, C's and D's still get degrees. I'm like, not in St. John's, they don't, bro. So get your ass over to community college, bro.
Yep.
C's and D's still get degrees.
That's what he told me. Yeah, not on my dime, they don't, bro.
As you're hitting them with the 2x4. Is that frowned upon?
Today it is, I guess.
Yeah.
But
all right, so you go Proby. You got to see the all-star list in Proby school here, Ruff. You weren't here.
We had a great Proby school, bunch of guys. January 10th. We got sworn in, I think, on the 8th, and we reported in on the 10th, January of 81.
1981.
Wow, look at these guys.
You got
Beatles is in this picture. The guy.
I do have to give credit to Danny Murph, I think, for the picture.
Danny Murphy was in his class.
He's in the middle of the first row.
I see him. Holy mackerel. Look at him. He's a Goliath.
How about Mike Espo?
Mike Espo's the second from the left.
Yeah, look at that.
Right?
Man. Yes.
You had LaRocca, Cuz
Bobby
was
LaRocca.
in the class.
Stackpole you had in here too, right?
Who's that?
Stackpole you had?
Yeah, Timmy Stackpole, Esposito, Jack Ohm. Oh, a bunch of guys.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a good class.
You had the who's who in your class, bro.
Great class.
What is that, 100 guys?
Yeah, it wasn't that many.
Yeah,
because there wasn't a night class. It was just a single, morning class. Right. Maybe 100.
Who's the Mama Luke on stage swearing you in?
That's is that Hines? Commissioner Hines.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, Joe Hines. Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Looks like a sloppy shit.
Yeah.
Man.
So, but it was very cold over there when we were there in January and February, boy. very cold, like 0 degrees, 10 degrees coming over the bridge. But we got through it, and
how many weeks was it back then, Lou?
Huh?
How many weeks was it back then?
I think it was 5-6 weeks, but we also had to stay. Now at the last week, they told us we had to stay an extra week because we had to learn fire prevention, and then go out and do fire prevention.
Ew.
So we didn't go right to the companies.
Yuck.
Yeah, yeah. So
so who'd have thunk what would have happened later on in your career, right?
Yeah,
fire
right.
prevention.
Yeah, well, it catches up to me again.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Later. Yeah. Hey, you get promoted though. Like, yeah, you get promoted. You get promoted.
There's Lieutenant Rybak at the
Rock. That was it was frozen in February when it was 3 degrees.
We'd had a couple of those nights. Definitely.
I just want to, what the
definitely.
hell.
So you find out you go into Engine Company 90.
Where is 90 Engine? I had no idea where the Bronx was, except for the Bronx Zoo. And luckily enough, it was right around the corner from the Bronx Zoo.
Is it the one that's right around the corner from the
that was at the time, it was all Italian over there. And on White Plains Road and Morris Park Avenue, 90 and 41. It was a slow house. At the time, it was the 9th Division. The deputies were upstairs on the 3rd floor. Very big house. Bocce ball courts around the corner. A lot of battalions over there. But
stick ball, maybe? A little stick ball back in the day?
No, none of the stick balls. We didn't see that. But it was a nice show over there. Good. It was good being there. But when I got there, the chief said, "Stan, you got to get out of here." We had who was it? Mike Myers' dad. Chief Myers.
Wow. Yeah.
McLaughlin, a Chief Cleary. Good old chiefs. But they got me upstairs and they said, "You're going to do your time here, and within a year you're going to get out of here." I said, "Chief, I was supposed to go to 217, but they said, 'Shut up. Don't tell anybody that. You can't say that.'" And
what happened? Tell us about that story. How are you supposed to go to 217?
Supposedly, I had a contract with my uncle through Jimmy Boyle. Jimmy Boyle, was big back then, but how did it work out? I guess you could say Tony Variali.
I know. Yeah, he was on the show, Tony.
Yeah, no, Tony's a good man, 217 guy. He left, I think, 67 Engine at the time when I was supposed to get assigned. And but he didn't. Something happened with the captain. So Tony got the points. Tony went there, and I didn't. So they sent me to 90 Engine. So I said, "Tony, you screwed me before I knew you."
They fuck you at the drive-thru.
In the drive-thru.
But it worked out pretty good. I had a good time there.
Let me ask you a question. How do they know that you needed to get out of there? Like you would just
I guess they knew it was slow. They knew, it was a slower area. It was just,
right. But how do they know it in you? Like you always checking the tools. You always.
I don't know. Maybe they. I don't know. Maybe
sniff it out. Old guys like that can sniff it out.
You know the guys.
I was the first Proby there in like 9 or 10 years.
Really?
I was going to say it had to be a senior house at that point.
It was. The overtime was was going through the roof. So they needed to get a lot of Probies. I think in that battalion, which was what they were in with 67 Engine at the time, Squad 61 now. But who was that battalion? That whole battalion, 89 Engine, 73, 97 Engine. They were all, nicer areas, slower a little bit, but
all those places are running now, right?
I know 90 and 41 is supposed to be a great house.
Yeah.
As far as even work.
Yeah, all you had to do was wait 30-something years and you would have hit it right.
yeah,
30, 40.
But it was a good time there. I learned a lot. I can't say I got a lot of work there, but we got a couple of jobs there. We had a good fire there. Well, not for a couple of guys who got hurt pretty bad. But
where's the picture with we had a picture from
there's
90.
A guy, it should be a fireman, Jack Creedon. He got hurt pretty bad. We were on, I think, Kruger Avenue, and that's
That's the one I have from 90 engines. The shorts day.
Yeah, look at that, huh?
Nice package, Stan.
Yeah. That's the Beatles cover, bro. That's
Lord.
Man,
I want to know the guy in front how he got them shorts off. Like, holy mackerel.
He jumped into them, bro.
That's John Fennessy, another Proby. That's to the left. He's on the bed. We made a bed. We had to roll. The guy gets in the bed, and we had to race down the block.
Oh
and
my God!
Yeah.
Next to me is Mike Gardino, and I think that's John Fennessy to my in front of me.
That's freaking awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was a benefit for I forget who it was.
Okay, that's what I had marked for 90 engine. Let me see if I have something.
Yeah, that was 90 engine, and should have had another one with the. There's a guy laying down, taken care of by a couple of guys.
Oh, you're talking about that black and white?
We had a. He was laying on the ground, and it was, they were trying to take care of him.
Are you talking about the black and white?
Nope, that's Brooklyn. Get out of there.
Come on, that's Brooklyn.
What did you do? Did you label anything for guys?
Yeah, I labeled it. I don't really.
He'll get it.
Come on, Pete.
I'll start the story.
We were, get it right, Pete.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
We had like a 5-story tenement with retail stores on the bottom. And
maybe it's in your little collage. Is it in your collage?
Yeah, I mean,
we were trying to force the scissor gates that were on the front of the store. And they had the big showrooms on both sides of the doorway.
Yeah.
And they were forcing the door, just a gate outside, and I remember waiting to have the line there, and a crack came right down the window, the whole big pane. Like the pane of glass is like 10 by 10.
Yeah.
And I think I got enough oxygen in where we had a backdraft, and it blew us all like past. The sidewalks were like 12 feet long, 12 feet wide, and it blew us all over the cars, like way over the parked cars. That ain't it.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah, that's the only one that I have marked 90 engine. I mean, I went through the black and whites that we have in the other folder. So
did you go through your little collage of pictures?
Yeah. I didn't want to pull that up while you guys were there, but yeah.
All right,
maybe the loose guy you can hold it up to the because
that's all right.
Can't find it.
You have it, Pete. I got to find it. Give myself a slap here.
Yeah, give yourself a slap, will you?
But
let me dig through what I have here and see if I missed it. Because if we marked it, that's the only thing I marked it specifically. 90 engine.
We'll put you on the pay no mind list right now. You start digging. Go ahead.
That's my fault.
Did you had a lot of World War II guys or Korean War guys there when you got there?
You know what? I really didn't. Like I said, I was there like almost less than a year or maybe a year, and you didn't really get to know these guys that well.
Yeah.
I came in. I knew you knew some of the younger guys, and they were a lot of some of the vets, Vietnam guys still.
Right.
And but really didn't talk about it, because I was kind of separated. Actually, I wasn't allowed downstairs in the basement. They said, "Stan, here's your brass, here's your polish. Take care of the equipment on the rig and just learn it."
Old school. I love it.
Yeah, that's the way it was. And who else was there with me? Jerry Tracy.
Was he really?
Jerry Tracy was in 90 engine when I got there. So Jerry, what a good man he was.
Yeah.
But
he worked with some people, man.
Yeah. Well, I think we transferred out the next year. Within the next year, we were all gone.
You got 108 from there.
Jerry went to 108.
He must have been running into a little bit at 217.
Oh yeah, definitely 108. Yeah.
Oh, were they pissed off that you wanted to get out of there? They kind of understood.
No, I don't think so. I mean, it was weird. I don't remember even saying goodbye. Almost. It was like, "Hey, you're on an order. You got to go to work in Brooklyn now." Okay, goodbye.
Yeah. See you later.
Yeah, that's the way it was.
Are you talking about this? The photo right here?
Nope, that's Brooklyn.
That's the only. Yeah, that's the only other one that I see.
All right, I might have messed up on that one.
That's all right. This is for Gonto.
But
my apologies.
No.
I've gone through everything you sent. That's why I was the only one that saw somebody on the ground.
You put your paper in. You don't get it the first try because Very Ali fucks you. Right? The second? Oh, no, he fucked you from Proby school.
Proby school going to, 17. Right, so I had to wait a year. Actually, a year and a half.
And who'd you call again? Did you call Uncle Tony? What happened?
Well, we made the, hey, Jimmy, Jimmy Boyle. What's going on?
The fixer.
Yeah. Well, Jimmy did a lot of work for a lot of guys, He was a good man.
And the first order, you're over to 217.
Yep. Back over to 217, and it was like another world.
That's a great firehouse there, bro. They run in with some fucking.
Well,
put that picture up, Gons. The ones with all of the guys in there. Just quick.
Do you talk about the black and white?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, Stan. I'm sorry.
No, the trucks you're running with 102, 108, 111 was in the battalion with us.
Yeah.
112 and occasionally 124, But look at that picture, though.
That's
a lot of good guys there.
You know what I love, too? There's nothing on either side of the building. It's like standing there in the middle of nowhere, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I just looked at that quick, and I knew 5 guys. Eric Allen's on there.
Make that bigger.
Cucurullo.
Can you make that bigger?
Higgins.
Yeah.
You got
Higgins, yep. Patty
you got
Waters.
Bobby Athanas.
Oh, another guy brought that Patty Waters, another guy who came to Haz-Mat. Like, where the fuck's this guy? All right.
That was a good crew there. Jack Hayden, that's Pete's brother.
Eric Allen's right next to you. Patty Waters. Go up again, Gons, a little more. Yeah. Higgins was there.
Joey Higgins, Joey Bag of Donuts. John Clancy.
Oh, shit, really?
Clancy.
Yeah.
Oh,
John,
wow.
was in 127 that night.
Yeah, for you guys that don't know, he took one step in a vacant and he fell through into the basement.
Yeah. I think the terrazzo floor on that one half landing fell through.
Yeah. Bobby Athanas was there too?
We got to thank Bobby Athanas for the picture. He set this all up. Yeah.
Where's Cucurullo? Oh, there he is.
He's in the center. Yeah. Good old Mark. He's still on the job, right?
He is.
He's the 14th Division commander now. Bro.
Yeah.
Who was your captain there when you got there?
Jerry Klein. We called him Flip. That was his nickname throughout. He always was in that area, a lieutenant, I think, in 218. And we still see each other a lot. I still stay in touch with the guys in 217, not as much as some of these guys, but the young guys. Every February 17th, there's a party someplace.
Shit, that's great, man.
Yep.
A lot of companies do that.
And we've been doing that. I've been going to all the parties, and it's
you
nice
still go to breakfast at Haz-Mat, so that's great that you keep in touch, man.
Yep, it's good though. But I give a lot of credit to the house 217. They're always together. Every 9/11, Memorial Day, and Christmas. Certain bunch of guys would go out to all the grave sites.
Really?
We put the wreaths down for them.
That's great, man.
217 continues to get all that stuff together.
Wow.
Next to me is Richie Brady. He became a captain over in like 236. Jerry Klein next to Jimmy Boyle. That's up in front is Jimmy's son. And Charlie Powers, right?
Well, I saw him on the thing.
Charlie Powers was in squad. He was the lieutenant in one of the squads.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is he?
Jack Hayden, and behind Jack is one of the dispatchers, Henny Dingman. He passed away recently, maybe a year or so ago.
Wow.
But we all went up to see Jimmy Boyle up in Syracuse. Yeah.
How long did it take you to catch your first job there? If you remember?
At 17? Yeah. I think it was my first night. I think we had 3 jobs.
No shit.
But I remember we went down it was a job on DeKalb Avenue. But it was weird. 217 only had, I think, like 21 first due boxes. And we would sometimes pass a box.
No shit.
That was not our box to get to another first due box.
That's crazy.
Because you had engines 230, 214, 235,
218,
222, and 218 coming from different ways. And 216.
And 111 was right in the middle, those sons of bitches.
Yep, 111 was there.
They had the perfect spot, man.
But I remember my first
217 for a single engine, bro, was in the prime.
We did our work.
Yeah.
And it was great. We did our work. We didn't do a lot of running, but I bet you can catch it. We back then we caught a job almost once a night. Once. Very rarely you didn't have a couple of jobs without a couple of day tours going by.
Look at those buildings, Coob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was what? This is the one where the corners fell off?
Yeah, this was the one where Kenny Conley, I think I have this. Was there newspapers, Gonzo, clippings of this one?
You might have it. We can go and scroll through them if you want.
Because this is the end of the product there. Kenny Conley, we were naturally
knocked out his boots, right? That one where he got knocked out of his boots?
It was a steel door that was on top of the parlor door. and they forced to file the door off. I had it actually in my hand, and Kenny says, I got it. Naturally, I'm in the engine. He's got the door. He was the chauffeur probably that day. So I don't know where he was. But anyway, that's it.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, that's it. You can see it actually, the cornice is coming down before it hits him.
Oh, wow. What a great, that guy.
111's bucket. And it's on Quincy Street, Sumner and Quincy. So the bucket, the cornice came down, and see how you can see how Kenny's holding the door, the steel door. Thank God it just hit the steel door first.
Wow. Yeah, I could see how that would happen. It would hit that because it's higher than him there.
And I'm probably right next to him. And he got hit with that. And as soon as we heard that, I turned around, and Richie Brady, who was in 217, actually he was but detailed to 214. We grabbed him and took him off the stairs. And that's us. And that's the chauffeur from 214. I forget his first name.
And what happened with him? Was he?
He went to the hospital, and it was okay. He, got out of it. That's us grabbing him and straightening him out. Still had his helmet on.
Did you stretch the line and put the fire on after that, or what?
The nozzle and the backup guys had it.
Good for you.
Yeah. But
That's you right there? That's you there?
That's me. Yep. With the bunny rabbit in my helmet.
Yeah.
I found that bunny rabbit on Easter Sunday at a job.
Really?
It was always in my helmet. Yeah, that's it. We're taking care of Kenny, and Kenny ended up being, fine.
Guys, go back to that first picture.
This one?
Which really, now the original
Oh,
one.
the colored one?
Cornice is coming down.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the article.
Yeah. That was in the Daily News, I think.
Yeah, so you know what you noticed? Look at a fucking shithole next door to it.
Yeah, that other picture there.
Dude, that was what it was like back then, right? Like, it was,
all vacancy. That was Quincy Street too, yeah. And,
look at the windows, the old glass windows, regular glass.
And it looked like they just tried to set new ones in, but
right.
Yeah.
Dude, I would love to go back to that time in a busy place like that. The amount of work you caught and just.
Guys, let me see that first picture that you had, the color one. When you first started, yeah.
On this roll?
No, it wasn't on the roll. It was when the lieutenant said he was in 217, you kept showing it.
He was in 90, and you said you kept showing that picture. It's like 60.
Oh yeah.
Now you can't find it. That one.
That one. No. Wait, what?
The one you can't find
from 90 engine. No.
Holy Christ!
There it is.
It's blending in. I need better glasses.
I give a lot of credits to these photographers. Now, we didn't have cell phones back then, right? They were all doing this by scanners, and they were they were there, man. Who was this? The photographer?
I mean, look at those buildings.
Look at all the buildings there.
I know.
Bro. I mean, are you kidding me?
Incredible.
Can you imagine working at 217 at that time, bro? Like every day you go to work. So
yeah, you were lucky. You were probably pissed if you didn't get a job, But my first night there, I just remember, who was it? Bobby Schaefer was in 111, old timer, and 102's aerial must have been up to a window, and he, I think, runs up the aerial building. It's on fire just like that, and jumps into the building, and he's got his jeans on, I call them dungarees, his boots, and the old dungaree jacket, and jumps into the building, and I'm like, holy shit, they do this? Oh yeah, every night, kid. Yeah. But that's the way it was.
A couple of guys in the chat are saying it was the Duke. Is that the Duke?
That's Kenny Connolly's the Duke. Yep. You got Bobby Schaefer.
The Duke on his back. Crazy.
They
had a second section during the war years in 217.
They did, yeah, they did. I didn't get there for that one, but imagine that. Imagine that. How busy they were.
No.
To have
all
that
these companies.
How could they have a second
I think. 230 had the squad.
Think about how crazy that is. Like you said, they got how many first two boxes did you have?
I think 21. 21. Yeah. I got some of the old.
Talk about getting it fast, bro.
But hey, and every time you went out, you better be on the rig because you have to beat in 230 engine or 214. Those were our main, and maybe 222. They were a little bit lower than us towards Broadway,
right?
But you had to beat them in,
Yep.
And that's the way it was, But some guys will.
Walk right from the Bronx, right? Where? Oh, you're first dude. No, you go.
Well, and the Bronx. Oh my God, it was so far. Some of these runs were so far too.
Yeah.
You know.
But even if you beat the guy and you're like, oh no, you first dude. Go ahead. No, go ahead, guy.
I don't want to say that. I'm not saying that.
I'll say no. Go ahead. Fuck my sister. Don't worry about it.
Nah, it was.
He's like, nah.
Good being there. You know, great company, great house, great guys.
You were there for almost 10 years, right? How long?
Yeah, I think about 9 years. The offices were great. I think the whole time I was there, we had one captain, 3 lieutenants, and then Brian Sullivan came when one of the guys went over. Joe Fitzgerald, he was another great lieutenant. They were all good fire officers, fantastic fire officers. Joe Fitzgerald, though, I got to tell you, he's the type of guy you're on the ground, have the nozzle, putting the fire out, and the fire goes out, and he's standing up, still waiting to have a cigarette, you know. And the eyes are beet red. Never put his mask on, you know, because we were in the time where we were still trained to the old Scott mask too. So, but then it finally got to the Scott 4.5s were good, but he would never wear his mask. Some of these guys. Captain Klein would never even give a 1075 because he didn't want the Chiefs in. We could do it. We got it, guys. You know.
Yes. I could have used that one.
But that was the picture of the guy who lost his shoes, right?
Kenny Conley.
Yeah, is that the picture we're talking about now with the cornice or no?
No.
That's a different one.
I'm sorry. What you just put up? Oh, that was
something else. But the picture of the guy without his shoes. What was that one?
That's Kenny Conley, where the corners fell down.
Right. So Richie Dooming is saying he wanted his shoes because old timers would say if you didn't have your shoes on, you're dead.
He wanted his shoes because old timers. Okay.
We got a picture of that, Gons, with him without his shoes. He blew him out of his shoes.
Yes, we do.
There you go.
I felt bad because at the time Richie's got the one leg and we're dragging his other leg, you know. Oh, guys, do me a favor. I was telling Kevin, see the PD guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Remember that face because when we go to the
That's
next
the face on the thumbnail that I made.
When we go to the next job, I think it's the same.
I think it is, Stan, because I could see his face because I put that together today when I was making the show.
Did you?
And I think that's his face in the car, like right by the car window.
No, he looks nice
right.
Dressed in his uniform with his tie. Look at him. He's got his shoes on.
Yeah.
So are we talking about the grab you made in R2? That one?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Let's talk about that one then.
Yeah.
You get detailed to R2?
Yeah. Well, being that rescue there wasn't SOC at the time, and they were in the fight. They went over from Carlton Street and they went over to Dean Street, and there was the 5-7 Battalion, considered the 5-7 Battalion. So when there's manning, you know, they were down. They called the 5-7 Battalion. So they called, and I think on that day it was the Proby. Richie Brady was the Proby at the time. They didn't send Probies out. We didn't send Probies out either, but they weren't going to take a Proby at Rescue 2. So I went, and it just turned out to be a nice day. So we got a call at was it Pacific Street, and actually I think Rescue might have been technically second due truck because they did have their first and second due boxes. I'm pretty sure about that. And but we happened to be the first unit in. We beat, I think, 123 in. So, but 227, I think, was first due, and it was I guess a 4-story. I forget what it was, a 4-story frame, and fire on probably the second or third floor. Not sure about that, but so I had the can. I'm with Artie Connolly, was a lieutenant. And I'm just following him. You know, I didn't even have to put a radio on because I'm in the engine. Now everybody in rescue gets a radio, right? I didn't even have to turn the radio on. We didn't have radios in the engine. Only the officer and the chauffeur had one. So all right. I got a radio. I put up my hood. We have a job. Put on the hood, and because I don't even think they were mandatory back then, but I had one, and So we made it up. 227 goes to the door in the back, exposure 3, the apartment, and they get the door open. Fire's coming out the door. They lose water. So, and I had the can there. Me and being that we're kind of first due truck now, Lieutenant Connolly and myself were gonna, find the fire, do a search, and the fire. They lost water. Fire starts coming out through the doorway into the hallway, and I'm going to start to hit it with the can, and all of a sudden I hear he must have just yelled, "Hey, go upstairs." I turn around like, "Hey, Lou, I can't. I'm hitting the. I got the. They lost water. I'm hitting the." He goes, "Now." So I turn around and he's got an infant under his arm. Under a year old. So I said, "All right, guys, you got the can." I think I took the hook upstairs with me, and I made a search on the top floor, and I found a 6-year-old girl. It was kind of tough that day because my daughter was almost the same age back then. That's all I kept on thinking about. I grabbed the girl. I'm supposed to give it 10:45. Never did it on the radio. I think I might have done it later on down the stairs or something, But made the search. Fire was going up into the shaft, so it was pretty good, pretty charged up there. And did what the training did, right?
Yeah.
Train, you do a search.
You got that picture, Don. Store that picture up.
And brought around. There was no ambulance at the time. I brought it down, and the only thing there was the battalion's car. I forget what battalion it was. Does it say on the can? No, 4-4 maybe. I'm not sure.
No, that's the 234's oxygen.
Oh, okay. So, I took it down, gave her, some oxygen, and she ended up living.
Wow.
So it was a nice day.
Wow, that's
Did
incredible.
you ever talk to her after that when she got older?
Nope, never did. It was. I always thought about that.
Right.
I'd really like to see who it was.
Yeah.
But no, never did.
So how long ago was that? What would she be today?
All right, she was 6 years old, and that was in 89 or 80, and maybe 88 or 89.
90, so she's 30. She's 37, 38.
Wow.
Yeah. Right? But that was a good day, though.
The mustache looks a little darker back then, kid.
Sure is, boy.
Yeah, man.
Hey, and I probably had a little bit of hair back then, too.
Where's the picture of
both.
the early picture of him and his wife? I remember that picture there.
But look at there's the cop, though, right?
Yeah,
let me see. Let me see the cop. Put that back.
that I think that's him, man.
It's got to be. And I always wondered, who was that guy,
That looks like Elvis.
I think he was photobombing me.
I think so.
He still got his tie on. Nice, bro. Wow.
Yeah. But it was funny because now you're in rescue. All right, the job is over, and you just get back in the rig and right away.
No pack and hose, right?
But and I was actually with that day. Artie Conley, he's now passed away, and Billy Lake and Kevin Dardell.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, I just forgot the other guys though who was with me.
Yeah,
that's my wife, Deb.
He's part of the club too, bro.
Oh, he knows how to do it.
There was got that right?
Oh, the younger picture too. I was like, look at that one. Oh yeah, bow chicka wow wow, bro. Nice. She's got that 70s flip, bro. Whoop.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Good for you.
That doesn't even look like me. Look at that mustache.
I think so. I'm trying to do.
I say that every morning. I look in the mirror. I'm like, that doesn't even look like me. Who the fuck is that guy?
So I think I was looking at the receipts. When you get your gear, and you sign up all the information you're supposed to put in for emergencies. I think I was 157 when I got on the job.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Probably around there.
Not close to that now. But
that was the Farrell Fawcett flip. That was the Farrell
bro. Did they put you in for a medal that day? Did you get a medal for that?
Yeah, we got a B. Both myself and Lieutenant Conley got a B.
A B?
A B. Well,
for a person
I was told that Lieutenant Conley didn't even like to write anything.
Right.
So I was thankful that at least I got a B. But
I've seen guys go to medal day for.
Were that the only two people that were rescued in that building, or was there more?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's a great. That's a great.
Think about it. We're first due truck. We're not really,
That's a great grab.
Yeah. And they said, Stan, we got to get out of here. I think 123 is going to be mad. Like, why? Because maybe we beat him in or something.
Yeah.
Hey, you know the way it was. It was you guys know with
Oh, yeah.
rescue and stuff, and
Oh,
all the
sure.
competition.
Yep.
It's competition.
It's good, friendly competition.
Not wrong with
Okay.
You
that.
know, but I enjoyed working there. I worked a couple tours in rescue as a fireman too. One night, my brother came up from Florida. My brother Steven. At that time, he was a Marine, and he was he was in the Marines, and he was stationed in Virginia, so he was a volunteer fireman. So he comes up, and again, I get the detail at night to go over to rescue, and it turned out to be a very slow night. And I think at 2 a.m, we get a job coming in on like towards 111 and 176 down that way, and this guy lit up a tenement, and I got to thank Tommy Richardson for taking me that night and showing me how to go onto the fire escape in the back, make it up the fire escape, drop the ladder, go up the back. And it was roaring. People were bailing out the windows, right? Bailing out. It was great. My brother Steven stayed in the front watching the whole thing. All right. Again, put it out. You go back home. Nothing happens. Well, a couple hours later, the building next door went up. And it was the same thing. The guy lit the wrong one on fire.
Holy
Whoopsies.
shit.
So it was the same thing. And Steven goes, my brother's like, you get this all the time? I'm like, yeah, all the time. You know?
Yeah,
back
kid.
then we did, but he's catching these good jobs,
Yeah.
Yeah. So it worked out good. But thank you, Tommy, for helping me out there.
Yeah.
Patty Lee said something about the first time you worked at 124 or something happened.
The first time, no, I was never in 124.
He mentioned something about working with.
Well, maybe the only thing
he met 124.
First time I met 124. Now it's a good ride from 124 over to 217. They're borderline Queens, right?
Yeah.
So they come over and they want to say hello to me. My uncle, probably Pete McCarthy, his bricklaying partner, who was also 124, and that's who I worked with on the side.
Mm-hmm.
But they came over, and Captain Warthall was the captain at the time. Really big guy, and he comes over to me, and I'm 5'8", and he comes over and gives me a big kiss on the lips. Says, welcome, son. This is going to be your new home. Welcome to Brooklyn. And it was nice, It's like, oh, okay.
It's freaking awesome.
That's good.
Wait, you never had a thought of going to one of the trucks? You always wanted to stay in the engine?
I just like doing the engine work, like doing the engine work. I was just going to say, I got the B over there with the young girl, but the unit citations I like because we're putting out the fire. Who's the chief who says, put out the goddamn fire?
Yeah.
We don't know.
Who was that?
Oh, we've had a few guys say different things of who it was.
Right.
But I love that. I love the expression,
Put the fucking fire out.
Yeah. But I really at the time never did. I mean, worked in 111 truck a lot.
Yeah.
You had guys like Jimmy Basil and Kilcannon and a bunch of good guys coming through. A lot of good guys coming through our 217 house because we had the R group, the R for the covering lieutenants. And they worked through our house. A lot of good guys there.
Did you ever have any of them ask you, hey, why don't you come over to the truck?
Nah.
No?
That was all. You've had Bobby Austin, right, on?
No, because he's too busy for us.
He will come on? All right. Bobby Austin was recruited from 230 to go over to 111. But I was never got that invitation. So
Bobby Sarno said, some of us just love the engine.
Bobby Slanos. Hey, tell Bobby we got promoted together.
Oh, is that right?
And he posted a long time ago. He
Patty Lee said height requirement.
Yeah, thanks, Patty. Bobby posted a picture. We were at getting promoted, and we were at Randall's Island, and it was like 100 degrees. And the picture is of him, but I'm in the background. So at least I got a picture. I couldn't post it. I don't know where it is. So at least tell him thank you for that. Yeah.
We love that guy.
He had a great career too, huh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Good man.
Yeah. Great guy.
Yeah, good.
I don't know if I call him my dad because he reminds me of my father.
He always looks.
Actually, here's the big question. Are you ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
You know what's coming, right?
What?
Why do you decide to transfer to 331?
All right. I'm on vacation. Been there for a while. I'm on vacation. I come back, and we're doing maybe some runs. I don't know. Maybe it just wasn't a good day for me, and we got hit from. They started throwing batteries at us as we're back in the rigging. And I remember me and another fireman running up to there was a lot, and then a tenement. And we run upstairs, and like we're going to try to do something to catch these kids. And I said, I think I've had it. I'm done. Because I went to visit a couple of guys who left 217 to go to 331. And I just visited. I said, I'm done. I'm not going to get promoted because I was on the end of the list, right? And I figured, you know what? Let me put a paper in. And regretfully, it was probably my only regret. And not that it was a bad place, but I definitely shouldn't have done it. And I ended up going there. Hey, we had a great house, some good guys, and they were all senior guys too. A lot of the guys from Harlem and wherever, East New York and Brooklyn, and whatever. But it just wasn't my fit. And actually, on the same order, Richie Bevers from 235 engine, actually 235 fireman, went to 132. He happened to be on the same order, but almost for the same reason. He was in a shootout. Well, him and another guy, Jimmy Savastano, who is now lieutenant from 217. He's working in 132, or the engine was at 280. They were in a crossfire of a shooting.
No shit.
So I think,
he's like, screw that. I'm getting the hell out of here.
That's why he left, and I left because of some other, stupid reason. But
it ain't great over there either, though.
Huh?
It's not great over there either.
No, I know, but hey, you're on the water. The guys are fishing in the back. It just looked.
What do you
nice.
mean it ain't great over there?
No,
the neighborhood is not great over there.
Howard Beach?
Parking there sucks.
Oh, 332.
331. Oh, you're talking about ain't good over there in the eye of the storm, right?
Oh, so you went. Maybe I'm confused. I thought you went to 175 and.
No, I never did. You said that. No, I never went to 175.
So you went to On Golden Pond.
Yeah, On Golden Pond.
Oh,
yeah. Now you get
it. Now I get it. Now the light bulb goes off.
What the fuck are you doing?
What the fuck is it?
I was gonna probably transfer out again. And that time, maybe I would go to a truck.
Right.
But then I heard I was probably going to get promoted. So I got promoted out of there. So, I wanted to get. I should have got promoted.
Yeah, I should have got promoted out of the place you were at for almost 10 years.
I had a guy, a friend of mine from Proby school, who went from 135 truck, and he transferred over to On Golden Pond, and he just say, "Softest sheets on the job, bro." I'm like, really?
What's weird? What's weird is I caught like 3 good fires that, that you had to worry about, and we almost we got a fire got pushed in on us on a private dwelling. We made it through the front door of a 1-story private dwelling with a basement, and it's got the kitchen door on this exposure 2 side. That goes to the kitchen and the stairs.
Yep.
Well, one of the truck guys opened up the door thinking it was a closet, but 236 engine went to the basement cellar back door, started the line and pushed the fire up. This guy opens up the door, and we got a shitload of fire on us.
Mm-hmm.
And Rescue 4 was at the front door trying to find us, trying to get us out of there. I mean, we've had a couple of jobs. What was that restaurant Italian restaurant in Queens? On Lefferts?
Portofino? Portofino or Don Peps? Don Peps, yeah.
I think there was a fire over there. We had a job next in the supermarket. But we had a couple of fires there, but it wasn't like...
Yeah, you were there for a short time, so really...
Yeah. So then I finally got promoted.
That's a horse of a different color. I thought you were talking about 332. I misread that. So why would you go from 217 to 332?
Yeah.
But I understand going to 331 because you're sick of it.
It's only one number off, Kev.
That's all. Yeah. Did you ever see John Gotti over there, bro?
Not him, maybe, but good neighborhood for that.
Oh yeah, bro.
They took care of those people over there.
Yeah.
Louis and I went to school with the Gottis.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we went to high school with them. Yeah. And what's the other guy's name? Peter and who was in my class? I forget his name.
Hector Pepper.
No, it was a Gotti. One of the Gottis. Richie Gotti.
Richie Gotti.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Good
Yeah,
people.
they took care of the neighborhood, that's for sure.
Yeah.
They're
So,
like rock
except
stars.
they like the double park though on Cross Bay Boulevard.
You ain't gonna tell them to move, are you?
We
Back
go to
in the day.
ragtime to get our dinner and lunch.
Oh, ragtime. I remember that.
Ragtime.
Oh, yeah.
I loved that place when I was a kid. And then what was the other? The Pizza City, right? Wasn't that Pizza City?
Pizza City's gone, but that used to be a treat. I tell my kids all the time. We go out to
Ragtime
dinner all the
Pizza
time. I
City,
go, we
yeah.
used to go once every 6 months to Pizza City.
What was the
That
clam?
a treat.
Lenny's Clams, right?
That's
Lenny's
still
Clam
there, I
Bar?
think.
Yeah, that's right. They're
Yeah.
there. Russo's on the bay down the block.
Mink, yeah. I had one of my weddings there, bro. Mink, yeah.
Forget about it.
So,
But,
all right. So you go to 331, then you get promoted, right?
Yep.
August 4th of 91.
yeah.
This is where we start our Bureau of Fire Prevention
Oh, my
career.
Lord.
That was
Again.
a common thing, right? That was a
Again.
common thing?
Well,
That keeps coming
The
back.
list
It's
was
a
pretty
theme.
pretty long. We were told we were all going to get promoted. I guess there was a lot of attrition at the time and a lot of guys retiring, getting out, a lot of bosses, right? And they made the whole list. I think they made the whole list. But, I did well on the first test, but the first test was thrown out because of whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
Discrepancies,
Political,
cheating,
yeah.
whatever,
Oh, yeah.
Question marks. That was, like 80, I think 6 or something like that. I did pretty well on that. And then, I figured I got to study again now. So I didn't study as much. You lose it a little bit. But, hey, I still made it. And, but now they told us we had to all do favors. Some guys went to Bureau of Operations, didn't even get a house. Some guys went to Division of Training. Some guys went to fire prevention. So I had to go to fire prevention. I became head of the acting fire boss of Division 10 at the time, I think, 10 or 11, whatever it was. So now I had to go every day, though, 4 days, 4 days a week to Livingston Street at the time? Yeah, Livingston Street.
Wait, you had to go 4 days a week? You had to go 4 days a
work.
week?
I had to get on the train and go to work.
What?
Yeah, so, and that
In
lasted a while.
Manhattan.
Huh? Yeah, it's better than Manhattan, I guess, right?
No, Livingston's in Brooklyn.
It's in Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
Yeah, the old original headquarters.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, 250 Livingston Street.
Ugh.
But so I did that for a while, and it's funny how who was it? Tom Greeny from 108 Truck, 108. Sorry,
108.
and
108th.
we both went to that DO. Tom ended up having a little fight with the civilian fire prevention guy,
Allegedly.
and then he gets transferred he goes to a company. We can send him out to a company, and he's still there.
You should have
How's
punched
that
somebody in
work?
the face, bro.
Yeah, so
You should have just taken one of those civilian guys and punched him right in the jaw, and you would have been in the company, bro.
yeah, hey, you got to do what you got to do,
So how long did you spend in fire prevention?
I probably about a year and a half. I don't think 2 years.
4 days a week for a year and a half?
Yep. Yeah.
Ugh, yikes.
Then I was
So you
really
paid your
assigned.
penance,
Huh? Yeah, I did
You
my
paid your
penance.
penance.
Then I'm assigned to the 5-3 Battalion. So
right?
it was so packed still. Everybody who had, I guess, bigger hooks got some companies all got the cover at
Right.
least. So I went to the 5-3. I covered a little bit over there. Who's the truck near Anton's? Remember the
Where by Springfield?
160 Anton's, the restaurant in Queens?
162? Who's on Springfield Boulevard? Oh, Anton's
No,
is actually
not
further down
Springfield.
towards Lefferts.
No, that's the other way. More on the North Shore. But anyway, I go to the truck over there. I'm covering one day, and we're out on BI, and the districts are so big for the trucks. We're out on one, I guess, the S end of their administrative district, and we get a call. So we shoot over to the other side of the district. I said, guys, by the time we get back to the other side of the district, it's going to be 10 to 4. It's going to be almost 4 o'clock. Go back to the firehouse. Do not punch in. All right, don't punch in on the computer. And so now it's 10 to 4. Phone rings.
No way.
House watch goes, "Hey, Stan, Chief wants to talk to you."
No way.
The kid, someone punched in. So now, because I would have been listening on the air. Hey,
No
where are you?
way.
So the chief now comes and visits me.
No way.
And he tells me that, you have the guys are running this house. You're a new lieutenant. I was going to give you engine 274 because I was going to take 274. And
at 10 to 4?
Back
10
then.
to 4.
Yeah,
the
10 to
guy's
4,
making a big deal about 10 to 4.
So I'm like, all right.
I would have been.
Take my lumps. Hey, I don't know what to do.
You should have put your foot up that kid's ass. Is what you should have done.
Like you said, you knew. I don't know who the guys are. You don't know. That's another thing. You don't know who the guys are.
Right.
And so at night, I was at home. I get a phone call. Hey, Stan, you want to go to? You want to teach at the Rock? I'm like, not really. I'm doing all this stuff. What do you got? He goes, "Oh, well, we're looking for guys to teach Hazmat operations." I said, "What's that?" "That's a new class because everybody had to do it because OSHA came in and said we weren't trained to any levels of Hazmat."
Right.
So I said, "I don't know how to spell hazardous materials." I says, but he goes, "Oh, we'll teach you." They had a bunch of good guys over there teaching, setting it up. And I'm thinking about this chief who just yelled at me. And I'm thinking about, what? My daughter is young enough. She's on the softball league. Maybe I'll go help, hang out, be a coach. I says, you know what? Yeah, why not? So I took the detail and it ended up being really, pretty good. Actually, even better than good because now we're able to, I worked with, Paulie Talbot?
Yeah, sure.
Chief Talbot?
Chief Talbot. I'm trying to get him on the show.
Oh, Chief Talbot.
Oh, you gotta. Paulie's a great guy.
He's not going to do it.
Me and Paulie were partners and we set up our classes now. I don't think the older chiefs are listening anyway. So we set up our classes so we didn't have to be two guys doing the class.
Yeah, of course.
Either one guy come in the morning, take the afternoon, or whatever.
Yeah.
And we got the job done.
Flexible, baby. That's all.
That's what it was.
We fixed that schedule, man.
We took care of business, but it was hard teaching Hazmat because I still had to learn it.
Who was down there teaching you at that time?
The teaching, Bobby Ingram was, I think, just promoted for a while. So he had set up a program with George Mayer, Chief Mayer.
Yeah.
Was it Battalion 54 and 4? Who's that? 4th
8th
Battalion?
The
8th Battalion? George was over there doing some good stuff. And they ran a class. They trained probably about at least 50 guys. Wow. And we all went up to different sites. Staten Island had a site, Brooklyn Navy Yard, 73 engine in the Bronx. And where else? Maybe that was it. And you set up different guys teaching the class. Guys would come in from Brooklyn or Queens for the Navy Yard. And it was tough because some guys did not want to learn Hazmat. Or not that they didn't want to learn it. They didn't want to be there. And it was new at the time. And, you try to entertain some of the guys. And some guys were good, though. Some guys really wanted to learn. And I always felt that, hey, I'm willing to learn and, learn the stuff. Because you had, before this, right, we had, what was it? Rescue 4 was the only Hazmat, right?
Right.
The Hazmat company, right. Yep.
You had a lot of good guys from there learning, with teaching and stuff. John Norman.
Lou, a lot of guys come on the show and they do these things where somebody calls them up out of nowhere like that and says, hey, listen, you want to come do this? You want to come do that? And they're like, I don't know. But, it's like, seems like it's perfect timing in their career. Excuse me. And then all of a sudden, you just, like you just said, before you know it, it just fits. And you never, it's not something that you're looking to do. And before you know it, it's a perfect thing for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was nice.
Time in your career.
As long as you had good guys working. We did have a problem with one of the lieutenants, and I think with 290.
No, stop it.
I think it was 290.
Never heard of him.
And I'm not going to name names, but, one of the old bosses had an argument with the lieutenant. So they just got up and left. Nice. And after a bunch of yelling. And the one lieutenant that worked with us, I'm taking marks in the journal. We had a journal. And, that's it. You guys are having charges. So I told that guy to leave. And I took care of the rest of the class for the rest of the day. The other lieutenant, he left. So I'm at I'm at home again, and Chief Casaburi calls up. Remember, Chief? Or do you
know the name? I know the name.
Great Chief. He ended up, he was
they
up on the.
Call him who was that? Teddy Bear? Didn't they call him Teddy Bear?
I don't know, but a fantastic chief, a
nice
gentleman
guy.
too.
Yes,
because
nice
hey, Stan,
guy.
how you doing? Good, Chief. Stan, honestly, tell me what happened. So I told him what happened. I said there was a little argument. It got a little hot, and that was it. So that lieutenant didn't teach us anymore. 290, I think, had to come and retake the class, But other than that, it was pretty much okay, But it was boring. Slides were there then. Slide. So you really had to get into it. So I got into it, and you almost didn't need the carousel of slides, talking about, and it really wasn't that bad. So I got into it. I would bring my son in once in a while. And he knew all the colors. He knew all these NFPA 704 diamonds, He knew the gases. He'd be blurting out the answers. The guys were like, "Hey, kid, knock it off. You're making us look bad,
So that was just the basic stuff, and you were looking at all the
stuff in the guidebook.
in the guidebook, right?
Yeah, DOT guidebook, and some helpful hints. Hey, and who knows? And now Hazmat is big, right? I mean,
yeah, you were on the cusp.
Yeah, so end up being good. So one night, Chief Crothers, who happened to be working in the Marine Division, that was like a semi-sock at the time,
right?
Because the Marine Division was there.
Oh, no.
So Chief Crothers said, "Stan, one night, you're working in Hazmat 1 tonight, overtime." I'm like, "Chief, I've never worked there before. No, you're working there tonight, Chief, Stan." I says, "Okay, Chief, you got it." So I had my gear with me naturally, and I go over to Hazmat 1, and they're probably looking at me, "Who's this guy walking in the door?" Because usually you had the guys who were Hazmat firemen, right, were now lieutenants and stuff like that, and I just missed Jack Fanning there. He was a captain there for a while. I think Chief Gallagher, when he was a captain, was there, and then Jack Fanning.
Gallagher, yep.
What year are we talking about?
He was like the godfather of SOC, right?
Yeah.
There's Jack. Good old.
Look at that guy's breast there on his.
That's one of the guys that me and Lou used to say, this guy.
Look at that. He's got 3 A's that I could see. He's got 3 B's that I could see. I'm like, it's incredible.
Medal day colors, right?
Absolutely incredible.
Yeah, he had the counterweight in the other
God bless
side,
him.
so he wouldn't walk crooked.
Shit.
Jeff Bukowski. Oh, put that back. Who's the other guy on the right side? What was his name? Olenicki?
John Olenicki in the middle.
Yeah.
Tony
Musafussi.
Tony Musafidi. Bukowski and Bobby.
Bukowski. Oh my God, I remember that guy.
Bukowski's good. Yeah.
Chief Ingram.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it was a good crew. So finally, I worked over there the first night in Hazmat. We had a couple of runs. They greeted me fine, and again, I was just on overtime, nothing assigned or nothing. And my first night, we got a bunch of runs. I know we had to do some drum recovery stuff. We got a good call. I think I might have put it on there, the paperwork, for radiological release.
Oh shit! He's there. I'm
like,
I'm going old school Hazmat.
That meter, and at the FedEx plant in Manhattan on 34th Street.
Yeah.
What had happened was the FedEx driver is delivering a small box to NYU, I think, one of the hospitals. And the hospital does not accept it because they looked at the box and the box was broken open, very well damaged. So now it's got seeds of iodine 125. So, I mean, is it bad? It's stuff they use for putting in patients for radiological therapy for cancer. But they have to insert it, and it does have. I think it's got a shelf half-life of 60 days.
The seed,
so
right? That was like
the seeds.
Yeah.
The seed is not much bigger than a dash on the computer.
Really?
Yeah, I think I have on the paperwork in some of the pictures I sent in. But
the
anyway,
articles?
yeah, you won't even be able to see it. Don't worry about it. It's picture
Is it that small? I always thought it was like a pumpkin seed or something.
No, it's like a dash.
Louis, Roof, thank God you weren't in Hazmat. Good job.
So anyway,
you didn't know what size they were.
No. Thank God I'm not in Hazmat, bro.
The seeds are all over the place. So now we get there, and we got to go through. Now, don't forget, we're the only rig. There's no more squad. There's no squads yet. There's no support units.
No Hazmat tech.
We're the only guys. We got the resource man who did a great job. He's got to call up. We had to call up, I think, 5 or 6 different destinations. The seed started in California, went to Texas, went to Texas, Illinois, New Jersey, and then to the FedEx, and then to the hospital. Now you're getting a broken box, so they had to call up every box and see if how it was. So we determined that the box was damaged at the FedEx plant, and it leaked seeds all over the place.
Wow.
So
maybe from the guy kicking it down the hallway. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, luckily the nurse realized, hey, we're not accepting this.
Yeah.
So we got a bunch of calls, and we had a deputy comes in, battalion chief deputy, and OEM board of health, who's really at the time was in charge of radiologicals, and they realized they couldn't deal with anything, so hey, can you help us stay here? So we end up finding I think total of 75 seeds. We found about 50 of them, I think, but and they're like using tweezers. We're using the meter.
Come on.
You had your Ludlums out, bro.
We're finding with tweezers. We had to take the conveyor belts apart at the FedEx building. So it was a good night. It lasted about 4 hours at that one place.
What year is this? This is
that
like mid-80s?
I'm trying to think when it was. That was.
I mean, you guys.
96?
Was it?
Wait. My first tour was 90.
85,
October
96.
of 94.
Oh, all right.
Oh.
Yeah, that was again. I wasn't
right.
Even detailed there. So I said, "Hey, this ain't too bad." You know what? Well, and thank goodness, Philly McGardle, he wrote up the unit citation that we got that night. So thank you, Philly.
Hey, Philly Max.
Yeah,
Philly Mac Daddy.
Hey, Philly was the grandpappy of that place. He was a good start, good man for that place. A lot of guys were.
Did he have his jumpsuit on?
What's that?
Did he have his jumpsuit on?
I think we did.
That he never came out of.
Dude, that guy used to wear that one-piece jumpsuit all the time, like that.
Because I don't think he could. It was hard for him to get in and out of it, bro. Philly was a large man.
Did you use tweezers like that, maybe?
Yeah, I did.
There you go.
That's all I could find on a whim.
But so that was the night of my first job at Haz-Mat and my first unit citation. First night. So did pretty good.
1 for 1. Beautiful. You're batting 1,000, Stan.
So then I think I ended up. We did pretty good well there. We pretty well.
And you didn't run the other way.
No, that's what I mean.
Good for you.
Hey.
Well, radiological. I'll be over here. You guys figure that out over there. Right?
I'm going home sick.
Right? You hold your thumb up.
Geiger counter? Yeah. I'm gonna go over there.
Yeah.
Geiger counter. I should have said Ludlum.
Yeah.
No, you said Ludlum. No, you said Ludlum.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But
he's remiss in his house.
And then I go back, and then I interviewed with John Fatta, who was the captain at the time. Again, another, I think, 332 guy, John Fatta. But he said, "Hey, Stan, we're looking for a spot." Actually, they were looking for a 4th lieutenant there, because that was actually on the books for New York City to have 4 lieutenants in that one unit. So it was on the city charter.
Was it really?
Cool. City charter. You couldn't take the 4th guy out. And so what I did is I was scheduled for days, but then if I was to cover all the vacation spots. So it was like having a big R group, for the guys, right? For the lieutenants and officers, you'd have an R group to cover the 25th spot, right? On the chart. And vacations and sick leave. So I got to do that. And then finally Pete Stubbe came over as the captain.
Yeah, I
remember. So I worked there for a while with Pete. And again, we had some knowledgeable guys come in there. I had to go, when I first got there, I had to go take a chemistry class at the National Fire Academy. And
chemistry. Ooh.
I didn't take that in high school. And I'm like, guys, I don't know chemistry. Oh, you got to go. If you want to be in Hazmat, you got to do a 2-week class at the National Fire Academy.
I struggled with
I'm like,
chemistry.
Okay. And I was always a day behind it when they were teaching, And but finally, after the second week, I started to catch up. A lot of A&Es. You guys chemistry guys? Gonzo? A&Es, E&Es, Y&Es, right?
My hazmat involves a thumb. If I can block that out.
Japanese.
Yeah, a lot of organics, all that stuff. Again, I'm not in my league with chemistry, but I had guys like Kevin Smith, Dennis Scalzo, Tommy Gardner came in late. Chemistry majors, chemistry guys. Tommy Gardner, 58 engine, right?
Yeah. I mean, if you had to figure out
Mike Connolly, good guys.
Yeah, Mikey Connolly ended up going to Squad 18, but like if I think about Scalzo and Smith, those guys when it came to at that time, right? Those guys were definitely the go-to guys if there was some stuff going on like that, right?
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Like, it was like being a boss. Like, Stan, how'd you like it? Well, I was learning. I definitely was learning. But when you're a boss, I said I could hold a flashlight just as well there in the fire as I can in Hazmat, right? Well, look, guy, it's not like that, but you know what I mean. It's like, hey, when your guys are that good, and
you got to rely on them. Yeah, you got to rely.
That's
on
it. Well, it's just like a job, right?
Yeah,
just like a big company.
Wasn't Kevin Smith the 332 guy? Was he?
Yes, Kevin Smith was down there too.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. You never know where the guys are.
I know. I say that all the time.
That's my one favorite saying. You never know who you're talking to.
I remember. I remember Stubby. I can't picture his face. I remember.
Oh, he had gray hair, white hair,
right?
Looked like Elaine, right?
Almost silver hair, right?
What is he doing now? That guy.
I think he's still working for either Con Ed. No, wait, Con Ed. He was still working in Manhattan. I'm trying to think. I think he was working for Disney for a while.
Was he?
For something and another smart guy. Pete would come in with his New York Times.
Yeah.
And and that was it. But Pete was
How was it with Jack Hack? Tell me some stuff about. I love Jack Hack, man. Was that guy kooky or what? Like, what was the story with him?
Kooky. You know he was kooky, bro.
Yeah, but I don't really remember. I mean, I was a kid. I wasn't really paying attention, like to that.
Gave a great massage.
Yeah, always come by and rub, Jack. Did you eat a lot of garlic? But you could
he was a big garlic.
You could rub the back of my neck, though, right?
Yeah.
I
used to drink the green water. If you were making vegetables, he would ask you to put the green water to the side. He would drink it.
Oh, well, that was like Timmy Stackpole. Oh, God bless. Timmy Regan. He was always on that health kick crap, right?
Yeah, until his intestines.
Kashi. He used to eat kashi.
Until all that stuff blocked up his intestines.
Kashi.
He do a Roto-Rooter.
He had a grapefruit-sized blockage in his intestines.
Yeah.
Kevin Smith's daughter's in 274 now, isn't she?
What's that?
Kevin Smith's daughter's in 274, right? She went from 39. I think she went to 274.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know where she was.
Did she say that when she was at the squad at the 9/11 ceremony?
She went to
I knew she was in Manhattan. She went to 274.
Yeah,
that's a nice quiet. That's a nice house over there.
Yeah, they do some work over there.
Yeah, there has that tech unit.
Yes, but what I like about it had a whole street that you can park, and then you get a ticket. My first day as a lieutenant, I'm in 140 truck, and I get a parking ticket. So what is that in the city? I remember some of my firsts,
What year was that? Because my father was over there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Probably 90.
He was gone in 88.
Right? 92?
He was gone in 88.
Yeah, probably would have been like when I was still covering some 93-ish or something like that. 92.
Yeah, he was gone in 88.
Yeah.
Who were the other bosses there with you at that time? Do you remember? Who was that?
At where? Hazmat?
Yeah. Was Creasy? Creasy was the boss there at that time?
John Creasy. Yeah. Again, another big guy there.
Do you have any older guys in the Hazmat?
Kevin Cully.
There's Cully right there.
Boss. Basically Pete, Stubby, Kevin Cully, Creasy, and who am I leaving out? Come on. I can't recall.
Do we need to go to a picture for you?
Nah, he ain't going to be here.
Okay.
That's Bill Conway in the middle. Remember Bill? Battalion chief, ended up coming over after 9/11 to run the Hazmat ops.
Yeah.
He's the only, but he didn't work at the...
Is that Neil Yank? That's Yank, isn't it?
Yeah, Neil Yank. It's funny. I followed him in 3 different companies. 217, he was the 217 guy.
I know he's a 138 guy.
Yeah, he's 138.
217. Actually, when I worked at a deli before I got on the job, Neil Yank, Kevin Schamberger.
Kevin. Yep.
Kevin Schamberger and the lieutenant from 217. Who was that now at the time? I'm trying to think of his name. Would come over and stop at my deli, and they'd get a butter roll and a coffee. And they, all right, you're going to be on the job, kid. Don't worry, you know.
Oh.
So and then Neil left. Then he went to what?
138.
Hey, it's Tom Edazewski.
I missed that one, but he went to 173. I saw him at 331, and then I end up seeing him in Hazmat 1.
Wow.
Joey Iovino.
Joey yeah. Good man, Joey. Freddie Cola, Philly McArdle made this one. Carl Schramm.
Freddie Colin.
Carl Schramm.
Kevin Crosby.
That's what's his name in the back there?
Tony Carbone.
Tony Carbone. That's it.
Yeah.
I got a couple of those, but a couple of different ones.
Paulie Rogers. And then there's LaRocchia, the funniest, most unfunny, funny man I've ever seen.
Right.
Doherty.
Paulie Rogers, you had on, right?
Yeah, Doherty. What? Can't hear you. What?
Yeah, you got to get his good ear.
You got to get his good ear.
Yeah, I saw Vinny at the Maureen Fanning's dinner dance last week. Bobby Wilson. I don't know if you guys met him.
No.
Well, he ended up going to Hazmat Ops for a while. The red jacket.
Yeah.
Tomaszewski and Al Warner. I'm sorry, that was my other lieutenant. Al Warner in the blue jacket. He's without that mustache though.
Yeah, I don't remember him.
Yeah, he was former Navy SEAL.
No shit.
I got to give him his credit. Yep. He dove into that. The flight was at LaGuardia.
Yeah,
Hazmat had that in, and he went into the plane under the water to get somebody out.
Hey, look who's in the chat, Lieutenant Stan.
Who's that?
Bobby Hunter.
Bobby Hunter.
I love Bobby Hunter.
Yeah. Bobby Hunter came up for one of the breakfasts we had.
Ready? One of my favorite guys, bro.
Bobby Hunter.
Go back, Gonzo. Go back.
He mentioned Patty Waters. Yep.
Go back to the
Patty
first
Waters.
picture of. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say while we're talking, what? Who are you looking at?
The next one. Look for the one with Tomaszewski. Next one. Yeah. Okay. So the guy, the rather large fellow there with the glasses, right there. I'm going to tell you a quick story. So it was a night tour. It's the morning. I'm in the bathroom shaving. And when you look out the bathroom window, you can see guys coming in the morning. And Ed's got this giant fucking sheet cake that he must have had for when it was his daughter's graduation. So what he did was he pieced it all together and brought it in as one fucking cake, right? So I go, I got him. He comes in the kitchen. I go, hey, bro, you bring in breakfast. You can't bring in used cakes. That's against the rules. You can't bring in used cakes. He goes, that's not used. I go, dude, you pasted it all together. You put it together.
Oh, you watched him do it?
No, but I could see it was cut, and all he did was push it together. I'm like, that's against the rules. You can't do that. He goes, no, it's not. I'm like, yeah, it is. And I'm like, besides the point, it's bad. The cream is bad. He goes, no, it's not. He puts his face down and smells it. I'm like, holy shit, man. He fell for it. I took both hands, bro, and under the sheet can boom. And he's got glasses on, bro. And he had the cake like 3 inches off his glasses. But when he first put his face down, I looked at him like, holy shit.
Is this really happening?
Is this happening?
Is this guy on the fire department? Like,
no wonder they don't like you guys.
Holy shit. You know what Coob used to do to him all the time?
I've never heard that story.
He used to say, are you Tom Edazewski or Ed Tomaszewski?
I'm like, holy shit, the guy fell for it. You're going to put your face down on a cake, bro. I'm mashing your face.
If that guy got pissed at you, Coobs, he would squash you like a grape.
He could sit on me.
Oh my God, he was such a sweet. He was such a sweetheart. Yeah, he was a sweetheart. I
love
man.
him, bro. He's such a good guy.
Even now, when somewhere I just ran into him, maybe at one of the shows what we did. He might be still teaching and doing stuff. I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
And he's always teaching.
We ran into him.
He comes to the Long Island show.
Oh, that's where it was, the Long Island show. Yeah. And
he's always teaching. I think he works for North Shore now also, you know?
Yeah.
Always teaching.
Yeah, the only other guy I got that was Belisari. He had a cheesecake in his hand. And I said to him, dude, I threw my piece out. That was bad. He goes, no, it's not. I'm like, whoa, another guy.
Tony Belisari. I worked with Tony after we both retired. Tony and I worked for
teaching.
We worked for the government, basically. Again, that's my second government job. That's the other job.
That was rail or bomb? What were you guys
This was
doing?
the guys. This was the pre-positioned equipment program run by the Congress.
That's
organized.
That's every little ting right there.
That's Richie Ting.
I just said that. I haven't heard that name
And Doug Handtush.
Ting.
His name was Richie Ting. Everybody used to call him every little ting.
And that's Handtush.
Something wrong?
Something wrong.
I worked with Garrett Lindgren.
Yeah.
Oh, Garrett's in the
Greg
show.
Einsfeld, a bunch of guys from up there from Rescue 4, because the job we had, that was a different job working for the government. We put tools and equipment for the next 9/11 together. And we had about 10 different spots all over the country designated with 2 tractor trailers. You had to have Haz-Mat. You had to have your CDLs. So we had to all go get those. But Eddie Beeben was the boss. I don't know if you know Eddie. He was from Rescue 3. Eddie came over to help us work with Jack Fanning when we were at Hazmat Ops. But we all retired, and Eddie knew all these contractors. And he said, hey, we're making a unit. You want to work? And that's what actually, between after 9/11 and stuff, I said, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'll take it. And then I realized, again, another 5-day-a-week job, you know?
Right.
It's not, you're not doing 24s, but we end up working at Camp Smith. We had the unit up there. So now I had to travel from Long Island up to Camp Smith. We moved up to Middletown, and then we moved up to Bloomingburg. So, it was a lot of traveling. So I ended up stopping doing that. But I worked with Tony Belisari teaching the radiation detection.
I remember that. I whatever that class was out there. I don't know if it was
rail. Yeah, you taught at Nevada test site.
Oh, Nevada, yeah.
And then you had a bunch of traveling road shows you'd go do too. But we worked with a lot of ESU cops.
Ooh, I'm sorry.
They brought us in, and one guy who headed that was an ESU guy. So he brought in his 2 fire guys. And actually, Mark Ammerberg. You remember Mark?
Yeah, what is that? Oh,
Mark was an ESU guy, EMS, but he ended up being assistant commissioner at the shops.
Right.
He
just retired.
Yeah, Mark's another guy, good guy, worked with us doing that stuff too.
I tried to get the fucking let us in the shops so we could do a show from the shops, but I don't know. He said yes, but it never happened. I guess the job was.
He retired recently, so.
Yeah. So you finally get assigned to Hazmat in '98.
Well, see, now that was another one. I knew Chief Gansey a little bit through my uncle Angelo. He was good friends with my uncle Angelo.
That Uncle Angelo.
Well, that's the 124 guys, you know.
Tessio.
Yeah,
that's Tessio.
And it was always like a running thing. I'd go to golf outings with them and stuff. And I said, right. Chief, when are you going to assign me to Hazmat? I put the paper in like 3 years ago. Just don't worry about it. You'll get there. Don't worry about it. You're there. I'm like, I'm not worried about it, but just like to have it on the order. You don't want to be detailed forever, you know?
Yeah, right.
And then finally, he saying it's on the order, and it comes out Hazmat. I said, Chief, there's no such thing as Hazmat. There was, I don't think there was Hazmat operations just started, you know? But there was Hazmat 1 or Hazmat operations.
Right. What is it?
And it just, that's all I'm assigned to is
sounds pretty typical there, Lou.
Yeah. Typical for Hazmat, right?
Oh, there's no doubt.
Yeah.
Always it's hanging around.
So I worked a lot back and forth between Hazmat Ops and Hazmat 1, mostly Hazmat Ops now, you know? Right. And, I felt I did a good job there, especially starting it too. Hazmat was its own entity, right? We had guys like Scotty Kirchhoff when I first got there. He was, again, another Harlem firefighter, but I walked into the Hazmat when it was just Hazmat in 288, engine.
Right.
And I see this guy in the back in civilian clothes, and he's doing all the cylinders, and I said, maybe he's a civilian. Because no, that's Scotty. He doesn't put his uniform on anymore. It's like he was so eccentric.
I love it.
Like how many birds need to die for the sarin gas, for you to figure out stuff. And when the Pope was visiting us, he just got us I think that was the APD 2000, if you remember.
No way. Yes, of course.
The original one, and
it was like this big, right? Wasn't it like this big?
It was either getting that or a bunch of canaries, and bring it to the site to see if it was working. But Scotty ran that place for a while with a lot of help from Dennis Scalzo when he got there.
Scalzo was good.
He had his own lab stuff, working. And But then it evolved. Hazmat operations came into effect with Chief Harron. And then that's when Harron grabbed me to go over to Hazmat operations at the Navy Yard. I really didn't want to go, but I was basically ordered to go, even though I was the 4th lieutenant, but all right. I'm not going to argue for a while. And then Chief Fanning came in. Chief Harron, I think, either got promoted or went to Staten Island. And I became, I went over with Chief Fanning or stayed there. I said, and like Louis said, who's this guy coming in? Jack Fanning? Okay. Seemed like a very, very nice man, He got things going. We actually hired a civilian to be the secretary, and that was
Rachel.
That's Rachel.
Pick her up, guys.
Rachel. So there's Rachel. She's still there.
Everybody knows Rachel.
Yep. Good girl.
She is. She's a good person. Her and my wife are close. They're good.
Oh yeah.
Oh my.
That too.
So, hey, leave her alone. It was like my daughter coming in there,
All right.
This is guys, leave her alone. But so we started getting things going. We got more and more equipment. And again, Eddie Beban came in. He was actually there to him and Hugo Harold, both Rescue 3 guys. And Jack knew them from Harlem and all that area and rescue. And Jack worked in the rescues too, I'm sure. I know he did. But he brought them over, and Eddie was like Klinger, maybe, in MASH, getting anything you needed. And we need 2 tractor trailers. He got
that's radar.
from the military.
No. Klinger was the
Peterbilt.
Oh, yeah?
This Peterbilt tractor that was, beautiful. And that was the main trailer for FEMA for a while. And so we got to get stuff.
King of Scrounge.
Huh? Yeah,
Scrounge.
We had to repaint trailers and everything. And, we worked over there. So it wasn't too bad. But but then we end up going to the Brooklyn, to Randall's Island. And the big thing was planning for the year 2000. Oh,
yeah,
my!
Right.
Everybody thought
computer.
All the meters were going to die. The computers were going to die. And hey,
you know what happened? Oh God,
worked out fine, huh?
Y2K, right?
That's an X's and O's, right?
Yeah.
X's and O's. They were fine.
Matrix.
Yeah. So we went over. We finally got a building at Randall's Island, and ended up working out pretty good.
And they're still there.
Hey Lou, you know what I wanted to ask you?
What's that?
What was the story with the car accident again?
With my son?
Yeah, I don't remember the whole thing. You got to bring me up to speed.
Okay, I'm glad you reminded me, because my son was working in EMS at the I think was it Battalion right there. It is, Mike. The 5-4 over on Maurice, I guess, the station over there.
Oh, the 2-8. Is it the 2-8?
No, it's the 4-6.
4-6.
Oh,
Thank you. The 4-6 EMS, right? So he was working. I think he was coming off a night tour, because it must have been at 1 or 2 in the morning.
It was early.
He was coming home now. He had his was the Envoy, so it was a pretty big car, and he ends up getting a flat. So where's his spare tire? It's at home. So he calls me now. Hey, Dad, I need a spare tire. Well, isn't it in the car? No, it's at home. So I'm gonna.
It's on the highway.
He got the flat on the highway, and it's right on the LIE, and then there's it's where that divided the service road with the concrete barrier.
By the 6-9 street over there.
Yeah. And coming, I guess, away from Russ Street over that way, right? And he calls me up, so I'm going to bring him now. He pulls over, he puts his flares up, all that's good stuff, and I'm going to bring him the spare tire. And actually, I got my scanner on, so I'm listening to the Queens coming in, and I hear a now overturned car on the LIE. And I'm like, shit, what happened? Well, it ended up that a bunch of drunk guy driving a car sees the flares and like morphs to the light. They head right towards his car. He jumps over the concrete barrier. Their car hits his car and flips his car. And now it's flipped over. So now I'm like, and I passed it. Oh, did I pass it? I think, I'm not sure. Did I talk to you, Louis? I think I called up the firehouse.
Yeah, you called me first before we got the run. I think I gave
you were the boss, right?
Yeah, we gave it as a verbal. And we raced over there. I remember that.
Yeah, and
that came. It was already. He said that they already got the call. If I remember.
And it was already. Louis was saying it was amazing that he lived through this stupid.
Oh
thing.
my God! And then when he told me who he was, you know, he was shaken up. But when he, we blocked the traffic because I think his car was here, the other car was over there, so it was kind of spread out. There were cars still flying through the middle of the traffic.
That day again, he had angels watching over him. You know. Yeah.
He got thrown out of another car, didn't he?
Yeah, he had a Jeep. He was going to a call with the volleys, and he got hit. You know, going to the firehouse.
Right, threw him out of the car, right?
He was in his Jeep Wrangler.
Yeah,
and luckily, I mean, that didn't turn over. It was a big, heavy Jeep. You know, wide tires, everything raised. But he ended up working his way out of that one, and now he's in Nashville Fire Department.
Oh, is he? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, man.
Well, that's their battalion, Battalion 88. I guess that's what they call their battalion who's working out. They're still recruits, I guess they're called. They're not Probies, they're recruits. He did 3 months, Mike's in the back there. He did 3 months of EMT training, so they're all certified EMTs. And now they're going through the suppression part of their training.
Oh, so he's getting on right now. He's like going through the process.
Still
Wow.
there. They work their guys' asses off. I give them credit.
They better work a couple more of those guys. Looks like they got to put down the hot dogs a little bit. Some of those guys, you know what I'm saying?
How many guys does Nashville have now?
You know what? I'm not sure the amount of guys, but I'm not sure.
It's got to be growing. I would imagine that's getting bigger.
I know the place is growing big. Mike was telling me you turn around all the time. They're building skyscrapers.
No shit.
They do some work there, man. Nashville.
Yeah. So there's different battalions who work fast. I guess more work like here. You know, they get their jobs.
Yeah.
But so hopefully January. I think sometime in January is graduation.
Man. Must be happy.
Yeah. I'm glad for him though. That's what he wanted to do. You know, because he aged out over here.
Yeah.
You know. And,
did you ever you go down there a lot? You go to see him?
Well, I did go down there to help him move. So
so he just did this, or he just did it.
They'd call him up. Hey, you got to be here in 3 weeks. It's like, remember getting the call for the job?
Yeah.
But now this guy's got to move from
holy shit
North Belmore to Nashville. So he got a town in.
He's got one kid, right? He's got a little boy.
Yeah.
Cute kid. I love that. Every time he comes to the firehouse, I love that kid. Man.
Yeah. So
really quick, tell us about what it was like when the squad first came there. You're like, look at these fucking douchebags.
Well, I knew there was a little going to be a little rubbing around, a little friction, but I didn't know that, but there kind of was, right? Young guys, you had some senior guys like Eric Allen came over, right? Who else? Hank? Did Hank come over then?
Yes, we got a picture of Hank.
Yeah, that's my man. Gotta love Hank.
Who doesn't love Hank?
Yeah, no, that's what I said. I said this is the one I got to put up here.
Yeah,
he's always there for 9/11, always there for the guys. You know, Nicky Corrado, God bless him.
Yeah, Nick does a good job at 9/11.
I remember him as a fireman, a young guy at 288. That's like comparing like Mark Cucurullo. You know, Mark's with me in 217. Now he's he's up there too.
Yeah,
But with squad, but hey, you guys, you had Dennis Murphy, you had Vinny Ungaro, who I worked with both in, over there in 111, 214. I was studying with them for a little while, all good guys. So they were going to straighten you guys out. I guess they did, or did they? You tell me.
Yeah, they did. We upset the apple cart over there a little bit because
I've heard a couple good stories.
Engine 288 was not really a go-getting place, and now you had a whole bunch of young guys looking to go to fire all the time, listen to the scanners all the time.
Yeah,
Neil, I remember Neil Yank, like again another one of those guys who saw a lot of fire. Right, I know it was a big volley. But he was kind of at the tail end of his career, so he was kind of like, bah, get out of here, stop that shit, but I became close with him too. I remember.
Neil just wanted to do his Civil War stuff. Him and Dominic.
Yeah, that's right. He did the Civil War recreation.
He still does it.
He's awesome. I love him.
Neil's a funny guy too.
Dom Trolley's a good guy, man.
Yeah,
I think
we came in there.
A good crew there,
Yeah.
Oh, the names on that on 9/11. You what
yeah, Joey Hunter and all those.
It haunts.
Guys,
I don't have to tell you guys. It just haunts me all the time thinking of these guys. In both these companies.
Yeah, 19
right?
guys from one company. I think that was the biggest.
What are we talking about? This?
Yeah,
right.
The original drawing. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So.
And Bobby Hunter made those stickers, I believe, if I remember right, to put on the rig.
Yeah.
Oh, that Bobby Hunter
came out gorgeous. But what else? I mean, all the squads have a little bit of problems, right? I mean, a little friction here and there. But hey, that's.
Well, I think we were the only. Who
wants to lose?
Right. But we were the only squad that was in with another company.
Jobs,
Yeah. I think we were the only squad that was in with another company, though, right, Roof? I think everybody else was a single engine.
Yes. That's
Patty Lee, I'm sorry, Stan, for sending Corrado, DeVolio, and Rafrano.
Well, there was some growing pains with Haz-Mat. That's fine, But you had guys like, ILP we were putting scanners in the fucking bunk room. And
I think out of everything, like when I think about Neil and Yank, he could have strangled ILP at any time. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
All those guys.
That's another man. I worked with Lee, the father.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
There, Rescue 2, and not much, but I knew of them. And hey, these guys. When I got there, I looked up at these guys in Rescue 2.
That's so funny. Just you saying all of those people that you knew, we wouldn't even know that you knew any of those guys. You know what I mean? At that time, meanwhile, you had a career, a life with those.
At 111 and 214, even in 217, some of the senior guys, and that whole area, 124. I in fact, because I knew, was with my uncle all the time. You just knew all these guys. I'd carpool in with these guys, and my cousin Joey from 218 would carpool. That was another good house, another sleeper house that no one knew existed unless you worked there. At 218 on Hart Street.
Yes, yeah.
In Bushwick,
Do we have a picture of somebody from 218 that you want to put up?
That's my cousin Joe Hatzelman.
Right.
And he passed away from 9/11 cancer. Yeah. And actually, we were very close. We were like brothers. And we did a lot of stuff, played softball together. We worked at his father's deli together for years before I got on the job.
Wow, young, 62.
Yeah.
You have another picture, I think, no?
Of this
18?
No, I don't think there's anything from 218.
No, that's it.
217.
Horrible stuff.
Yeah. But that good times.
You've done good there,
you did all right there, Lieutenant Rybak.
Yeah. No, I had a great career. I think we'd all say we'd do it all over again, but not with the bones we have now.
I said, like before on the pre-show, Gons, I'm like, hey, Gons, what'd you do today? He's like, oh, we were teaching trench and everything. I was like, holy shit. I'm like, I remember teaching trench. I'm like, do they still use the webbing to tighten up the couplings and everything? He's like, nah, we don't do that anymore. I'm like, I used to say, get the hell out of here with this shit. It's never going to happen. None of that stuff that we taught.
Can you imagine climbing down into a trench? I can't get off the toilet bowl without going, oh, fuck. Oh, shit, man.
The only trench job I came across, a quick story. We got a call for a gas main break in someplace in Queens. And we meet the chief. Hey, chief, what could we do for you? Well, there's a guy in the ditch over here. Could you talk to him? We go over there, and this thing is hissing and spitting up gas under high pressure. It's Glenn Harris. Lieutenant Harris, right? And I'm like, I ain't telling him anything.
No, that's the number one guy I want coming for me, actually.
Well, yeah, right?
Yeah, but I mean, probably the reason you got there.
I said, Chief, that's up to you. I think that we're going to, I says, Hazmat got there. We broke into teams, and we went into meter the houses that might have gotten
in the basement,
gas into there. Yeah. But so that was the only trench job that I ever went to.
Wow.
And of course he was in there. That's classic.
Yeah. Look at Uncle Bob Hunter throwing.
That's the guy
jabs.
you want, right?
Yeah. Look at Uncle Bobby Hunter still throwing jabs there. I had no problem with the new engine guys, bro. Look at him. He still has it.
Yeah. Didn't they talk about engine goes? Right?
Yeah.
Did they always tell you that?
Yeah.
How long did it take to change that engine to squad? Right?
Timmy Gary actually changed it.
Squad. Did you just say squad?
Yeah. with his voice.
All right, we talked about the car accident. Got to get that done. But yeah, look at that picture.
Yep.
I mean, and I have another picture, but I couldn't find it. I was doing the Haz-Mat Ops program, and at the Navy Yard, and the Marine lieutenant came over. I forget who that was, and took Michael when he was a little guy. Took him on the boat, and was driving by this. And I got one of me and Michael with the towers. I don't know where the hell it is. We were on the front end of the boat of the Marine 6.
Look at the fucking rack on Fanning, bro.
That's amazing.
Are you kidding me?
Even old Nicky's got a couple there.
John, he did some good work, John.
Yeah.
I tell you what, John worked over there. He was a quiet guy. Guys used to break his chops because we were the two Polacks, in the group. Well, Bolkowski too.
Yeah.
But John was a good man. I said I'd take 10 Johns over you guys.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
And he was rich, bro. I had no problem telling you about how much property he owned out in the Hamptons.
Hamptons, upstate.
Yeah. I own property in Hamptons.
His son is at least a sergeant or a lieutenant on the PD.
Is he still around?
No, he just passed away.
No, John passed away last year, recently.
Last year, 2 years ago, something like that.
Actually, probably during the winter. We went over to Queens, I think it was over on near the house.
Right.
For his wake.
Yeah, he used to come to the firehouse.
Oh,
yeah. But John retired a little bit, early. But good man, John.
You're a good man, Lieutenant Rybak. Thanks for coming on the show. Great stories.
I
did it. See, I told you, 2 hours goes like this. Look.
You're right. Like
that. But we're not done yet.
Oh, we're not done yet. No,
you know what time it is, right,
What
Council?
time is it?
I don't know what time. I know what time it is. You know what time it is?
I do.
All right, I do too. It is time for
the old school tip of the day.
All right, kid, do it.
Hey guys, I don't have too much on the tips as far as like ladder placement, stretching hose lines. What I got to talk about is the response. Is how you guys get ready for a response. When I used to be in Brooklyn, we had engines all the way around us, and you needed a very quick turnout. Nowadays, and the chauffeurs, you need a great chauffeur. You need a guy who knows the area. You need to know not only your route, because anybody can probably look on Google and get a map, and it's pretty close to, if you're in a far district. But you got to know your building construction. I work once in a while. I do some pre-planning for fire departments out here on the island. I do some inspections, and building construction is changing. There's a lot more architecture work being done, newer materials being used, electrical plants being put in, batteries being put in, and you really got to get out and know your buildings. I don't know what much more I could say, but just to be cognizant, just learn your buildings. And one other thing, I found out when I was covering a lot, I tried to remember, it's very simple, maybe not be firematic, but try to remember the guys you're working with. Like you get a detail, remember their names, remember their faces, who they are. Maybe they're in a neighboring company next to you. Now you'll know when they work with you a couple times in your house, you'll know who they are. That's really about it. I'm not going to tell you how to stretch a line, or like I said, how many hose lines to drag off the rig, what size hose you're going to be using. But just I feel strongly about the building construction and types of construction you want to look into. Because one day you're going to be in there, you want to know what's going on, right?
That you can't
really,
see.
That's about it. I'm not going to go
like
crazy into anything else.
You know what? Every time there was a lot of building construction in the last 15 years, right? And everywhere in the city, right? From 2008, really, right?
It's going crazy.
If they were building it, they had the metal joist, they had the truss constructions, all that stuff that we never saw in the city.
Yeah.
But if they were doing it, I have to say that's one thing that we did was we did a lot of SIDS on those buildings because, like you said, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, you can't see what's in there.
And I know on Long Island, each depends upon the township, but they're trying to put up stickers, like whether it's a truss roof, truss flooring.
Good.
And guys, that's what I mean. Look for these signs. Look for, hey, does it have a gas main? Well, where's the gas lines? And just get into that stuff. I know it's not the greatest thing is putting the fire out, doing a search, throwing a ladder up, but
not sexy.
No.
Building construction is going to dictate your tactics, man.
That's it, right?
Especially down here.
Gonzo's got an old school tip of the day. Holy shit, where'd that go?
We've had this discussion a couple of times. Remember, down here you have concrete buildings, man, versus up there. So,
all right, yeah.
All right, so we got a couple other things. Thanks, Lou.
Thank you, Lou.
Career, great stories.
Thank you guys for having me on.
Yeah, hold on while we take care of some business here.
All right.
Matt Crescio did say Papaveros. Yes, that is the funeral home that John was in. That was also the funeral home that John Gotti was laid out in, if you didn't know. But before Gonzo, we still have to do the old school health and safety.
Go ahead, you do that.
All right, here we go.
The First Responders Center for Excellence is a not-for-profit organization dedicated to protecting the lives and livelihoods of first responders. Their education and research initiatives aim to bring greater awareness and understanding to the challenges to the health, safety, and well-being of firefighters, EMS personnel, and other first responders, too. They are an affiliate of the National Fallen Firefighter Foundation.
A great old school health and safety tip. I plucked this one out, Ruff.
Your ass.
You may have heard clean is the new salty. Getting salty or being salty is today a knowledgeable firefighter into the job worth his salt.
Wow.
I plucked that one. Plucked it.
That's not bad.
Brilliant.
I don't really like to ever give you any credit on any of that, but I will.
I didn't write it. It's on the sheet that they sent
over.
But thanks.
But he's got a little help.
He could have. I have to give him credit because he could have took the credit.
I got about 50 of them. So I got about. I got to
give him credit. Correct. Kevin spoke well at the one of the 9/11 memorials we had.
I did. Thank you.
That was a while back. I remember that.
Yes, but I give him credit for that.
All right, so we're going to give Ruffy a shout out. Before we do that, I'm going to let you know a little sneak peek that we're working on. We're working on a new platform, Patreon. We are going to have ridiculous content on that. No longer do you have to go to these trade shows to hear the classes. The classes are going to be on the website. It's $8.95 a month, which is nothing. You spend more on a cup of coffee out in Starbucks than you do. And you're going to have content that you cannot get on YouTube or Spreaker or Spotify. It's going to be loaded with content, loaded with classes, coming soon to you guys on Patreon. Go ahead, Ruff.
All right, so Gons, give me my picture, please. All right, so this is on Wednesday, a New York City firefighter donated bone marrow, met the 5-year-old Texas boy who received a life-saving gift. Cristiano Frigoli ran into the arms of firefighter Ryan McLean during a ceremony in Brooklyn. The kid's parents also gave McLean a huge hug. He had been diagnosed with a rare disease that only a bone marrow transplant could have cured. And that's Engine 79, Ladder 37, 27 Battalion. I remember Paulie Patsos from 288 did that. Yeah. And he, there was always a list at the medical office of the guys that did that. And, I'm sure there's a lot of people that are alive today. So outstanding job, brother.
Wow. And it's a very painful thing that these guys go through.
I was going to say, I hear that shit's very painful.
Very painful. So for these guys to give as a firefighter and give in their personal life like that, kudos to the brothers, man.
That's fantastic.
What else you got, Ruff?
That's it, kid.
I thought we had the 5 bells.
5 bells tonight.
Right. Go ahead, Gons. You're doing that.
All right. We have the second firefighter that has passed from the Baltimore job the other day, Lieutenant Ronaldo from Engine Company 46, and Coop is going to give him the 5 bells.
Rest in peace, brother.
Rest in peace, brother.
Brother. Stay safe out there. Me and Roof, you don't know anything about that anymore, but we're still praying for you guys. Or Lieutenant Rybak either. He likes to.
Again, thank you guys.
No, thank you. Great show. Thanks to your wife for making that little man cave for you on the last minute notice too.
She did a
Married
great
up and
job.
just
Good
more
job.
than looks, bro. She's a keeper. Good for you.
Yeah, for sure.
And listen, for you other bastards, listen. We had one guy. He got the book. One guy who had five. He got 5 people. I guess you don't want this book for free. All you got to do is get 5 people to subscribe to the YouTube, and I'll put you in a little drawing and I'll pull it out. One guy. Get on if you want a free copy of Chief Lee's book.
That was a great show he did. You guys
He's
had
a great
with
guy.
him.
Excellent. Right.
Yeah.
All right. On Monday, we got Pete Mislinski, great guy from 270. Big hockey fan. You know what I say about that, right, Gonzo?
Nobody cares.
What?
Nobody cares about hockey. That includes everyone.
That includes everyone.
All right, all
I
right,
met
guys.
a guy before I go. I met a guy who, in where was I? I was doing some inspections, and I met a gentleman in Jericho whose son played with Greco.
Is that right?
Yeah, we happened to be talking about that, and the father watches your show, this show. I said, "Oh, I'm going to be on it Thursday night." So
There you go.
Beautiful. You did a fantastic
Oh,
job.
by the way, Anthony just got he got picked up by a team. He's going to be playing out overseas again. And
oh, great!
Now he's
Good.
got
That
no
was
need to
another
sell
good
me.
show.
now he's going to have a little scratchy.
Now he
O
doesn't
on
have to sell me his Rolex. Shit.
Damn it!
All right, fellas. We'll see you on Monday. Until then, stay low and go.
All right, everybody. We'll see you at the big one. Thanks again, Lou.
You got it.
All right,
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.